bed. It just doesn't want to. It's just too uncomfortable. So I find myself waking up on my back, or which is something that I just never did, before.
Yeah, I cannot sleep on my stomach because I have too many neck issues and things like that, and so I am. Sometimes I'll go over to my side, but I always sleep on my back, and but yeah, I've been lucky enough to have it. It is weird though, because you come to and it's like, and you're kind of looking around. And it's like, whoa, okay, well that happened.
That dream was pleasant. It wasn't a weird ass dream.
And it's amazing that something completely that happens inside of your brain can cause that kind of a physical reaction. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's really fascinating. Oh boy, I hate this one.
Okay.
Love hate. This type of man gives women better orgasms. Okay, and this has been scientifically proven. Researchers at the University of Albany, quizzed young heterosexual women in relationships about their sex lives, including how frequently and intensely they experienced orgasms. So they also looked at their partner's traits and details like family income, body measurements, personality, sense of humor, and looks. And to make sure they weren't being biased, scientists asked the participants' friends to rate the attractiveness of the men as well.
Okay.
This was not all good news, according to the University of Albany. The study found that women were more likely to climax regularly during sex if their partner was rich, confident, and attractive. Notice that rich was the first one. What do you think?
Oh, well, millennia of DNA trying to find the right, someone to take care of you. It doesn't change, I guess, too much.
I know. I felt ever so slightly shallow for the fairer sex, but yeah. Okay, this is interesting. Do you know what demisexual is?
Demiglass and a whole bunch of other things in Demitas, but no. We'll go.
Well, I'm sitting here going half sexual. Like, what does this mean? Okay, but then when I started reading the story, Colleen, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is pretty interesting. So, some people have a type, like looks-wise, that they're attracted to. Okay, there are some people though that are only able to get aroused by personality and feel repulsed, in fact, by the idea of one-night stands. Now, it says, if this sounds like you could be what they're calling demisexual. This new term defines people who don't feel they have any instant physical attraction, no matter how hot the other person is. And these particular people need time to get to know someone before they feel sexually attracted to them. And many demisexuals say they hate the idea of kissing on a first date and only fancy someone once they've gotten to know them.
Well, I don't understand the demi, because usually doesn't that mean half?
Yeah, I don't know why they're...
I would just put it, like, I would call it, like, serious sexual, or purposeful sexual, or, I'm trying to, when they're saying that I guess they're saying that the part about instant attraction is missing, but that certainly wouldn't be half of something.
Right, I know, it is a little, and apparently this label emerged about 10 years ago on the website of Asexual Visibility and Education Network, but it's been gaining more traction as more people started identifying with the term. I'm with you. I don't think it's an accurate depiction.
Yeah.
And it says demisexuals still have strong sexual urges, but they struggle to express physical intimacy without a strong emotional bond first.
So, yeah.
Okay.
If you've got someone, why not? There's an amazing range and spectrum of what people are doing. And if someone needs to know someone, before you really know someone, before you can feel comfortable with them, hey, that's pretty cool. I bet you anything that if you find two people like that, or if you find someone's going through there, is that they probably make very deliberate decisions about a lot of different things in their life.
Could be, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, this is weird, and I always do this, but it's true. There was a Sex and the City episode where this was mentioned, and I was like, oh my God, that's me. The Carrie character was talking about how when she really is into somebody, and she first starts seeing him, and she's like really into him, she can't remember what they look like. I do that. Uh-huh. And the other thing too is like, okay, like I'll use Carl, my partner, as an example. He's extremely handsome, okay? Extremely handsome. But I didn't notice that at first. because I just didn't. I mean, and I am kind of like that where I kind of have to get to know somebody. And so then there's like the first 3 or 4 times that I met him, and one time it was at the local downtown, which you know how nutty that place is.
It's been a long time, but
it's packed.
Once I find a place that I find is always packed, and because I'm only 5'3", it tends to sort of go down and where I want to meet people because I just can't see anything.
Right. Well,
I mean, I am excellent at getting through crowds. I can do that, but I just, oh my God, it's like going to a concert. It's all armpits and shoulder blades to me, and I just,
it's not funny, but it's kind of funny.
I just,
well. So I can tell you, honest to God, that the first 3 or 4 times when I met him in crowded places, I was afraid I wasn't going to find him.
You had to really, really think about it.
I had to really, well, he grabbed me. And I was like, oh, right, okay. And then after I got to know him a little bit, because this is hilarious, because I was 42 when we started dating, and he was like 50. But it's like, we dated for like 6 weeks before we had sex.
Yeah, I can see that, because there's been folks that I see this a lot in other people. It's happened to me a few times where someone likes me a hell of a lot more too fast. And that sort of something is like, I don't know you enough to think that way. Yeah. And you can't possibly know me enough.
Yep.
And it's because that was just, I would see that and I'm like, but someone is just totally giddy over someone. And I think that would be like the opposite of it. Someone that just drops, immediately is attracted and goes overboard. This would probably be the other side of it. Needs a hell of a lot more time to warm up to someone. Yeah. I would actually, much more prefer, folks that spend a little more time knowing some folks. Yeah. Yeah. Not that, not that a one-night stand or something like that, it wouldn't be, but I think a lot of people sort of jump into things maybe probably a little too fast. Probably. I mean, and I think different people may, have had phases of that perhaps in their lives. There's a reason why the term walk of shame exists. Oh yeah. And they don't have. I don't think we have a term of walk of seriousness or walk of let's wait or walk of let's wait. That's funny. Tell your daughter to use that whenever you're talking about the walk of let's wait. That's funny. Do you prefer morning sex because it says something about you according to researchers from Oxford and Coventry universities? I gotta brush my teeth. Oh, I do too. But I mean... I don't mind, but I'm saying this one would roll over. I'm like, then again, I usually have to pee, so there's all, it's just not your thing. I don't mind. But you just want to go do stuff first? But there needs to be a couple minutes. It's just... Because otherwise I was like, Yeah, the roll over and get busy thing doesn't work for me either. But people that prefer morning sex are more intelligent, according to their study. So it also... you start the day off, in a really good mood if it went well. Yeah. Well, you're also... it helps improve your memory, language skills, and spatial awareness, which makes me laugh. But the other thing... I have excellent spatial awareness. My memories, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can definitely figure out, I can visualize things and put things in place when I'm rearranging stuff. And really? I'm terrible. I'm just really, really good at it. You'd think I'd like games like Tetris and all that sort of crap because I don't give a shit about the games. But I'm really good at that stuff. That's funny. That just doesn't even look like fun to me at all. But also people that have sex twice a week, morning, noon, or night, are 45% less likely to have heart conditions, just so you know. Okay? So... 7 sex myths. I thought this was pretty interesting. No, this is the totally different angle, Colleen. Okay. Not the typical bullshit. Okay. 7 sex myths about men that most women believe. So things that we think are true that aren't. So I thought this was a fun take on this. So number 1, men are obsessed with porn. And they're like, no. And it is not common. Honestly, no one. No guys, but that are obsessed with porn. Yeah. Just because of, my job makes me an outlier. But even so, I have probably seen more porn, than a lot of my guy friends. Oh, sure. And so is your mom. Yeah. It's definitely my mom. She's probably down there watching some right now, checking out a couple of DVDs that came back. God. See, we're a little bit behind. Not only is the account for the Great Northern Sexcast going to be brand new, But this past week and a half, I think I said last week, all new computers. So we're still trying to figure out a couple of printers, a couple of scanners aren't working, and so my mom's computer's finally back together.
Oh,
so
wow.
she could do that. And now she's got 2 monitors, so she can probably, check. And then there's the TV in the corner to check the DVD. Yeah, but who knows
what she'll be up to? Yeah. She's such a sweetheart. 2, second myth that women believe: if he enjoys anal stimulation, he must be gay, and that's just complete and total fallacy.
Judging by the amount of male prostate toys we sell, that they did not survey any of the Fantasy Gift customers. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, yeah,
I just got a text that said more prostate toys.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, but no, I think it was more vibrating prostate toys. I'm not sure, but either way, it was more prostate toys.
Okay. Very cool. Yeah, and the sex expert in the article says absolutely not. It has nothing to do with anything. Myth number 3 that women believe: men want sex all the time. And it says some men do, some women do. It's just not true. So that's kind of interesting. Number 4 is interesting. If he can't get an erection, he doesn't fancy you. And it says, look, stress, performance, too much booze, anxiety, medication, a need for more different stimulation. The list goes on and on. It has nothing to do with whether or not he's attractive.
Or the person could be demisexual. He needs to know you.
There you go.
Brand new.
Good point. I agree. This one's interesting. Men are not naturally monogamous, but women are.
What a load of crap.
See? Yeah.
Honestly, once again, I am blessed with an amazingly large array of friends, and the guys, they're amazing, with their partners.
Yeah.
They're all such a great bunch of guys and stuff like that. There's no, I could not, there's no particular breakdown of the relationships and marriages, either that I could say that all the guys did this or the gals did this.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, I mean, so, yeah, and then the last one, no, there's 2 more, I'm sorry.
2 more, okay.
Yep, men need an erection to enjoy sex, and they said, well, psychologically, most men would prefer, but, to have an erection even if penetrative sex is not on the agenda, but we're brainwashed to think that way. Desire does not necessarily equal a hard penis. And guys often get turned on by turning you on. Very erotic. So, what do you think?
Oh, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. And the last one is that men can control how long they last in bed. What does Colleen have to say? I'm waiting for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Could be seriously?
Yeah.
They can just turn it on and turn it off or do different
Yeah.
things.
Well, I suppose you could use some toys from Fantasy Gifts, though, to help.
But yeah, I mean, you can, and that one tantric thing about bringing up to the edge and going back, I know people have said that for men and women and all this sort of stuff, but at one point, the body does, even the female body, there's a tipping point. You're going there.
Yep. Yeah. No, I agree. I always think it's interesting. I like the myth busting stuff. Mm-hmm. That's kind of fun. Just really, and the story has been, once again, kind of like what Dr. Markey says, is that, one person tackles it and then it comes back around again, the penis size thing. Once again, here's yet another story about men thinking a 7-inch erection is the perfect size. Women actually prefer 5.5 to 6. So basically, the ladies like the normal size average penis is best.
Because let's see. Once again, back to evolution. Most women are going to have a very similar sized, cervix and vagina and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. And we, evolved to sort of, to work together with the other sex there. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of interesting.
Hey, were you familiar with L'Oreal's trans model that they had?
No, I saw this, and I didn't have I tried to have an outrage-free weekend. It was a little tough because with the stuff in the news there, it's frustrating all the time. But I saw a little headline, and I clicked on it, and I'm just thinking, how does dismissing someone help you?
Well, this is Monroe Bergdorf, was billed as the face of modern diversity, one of 5 ambassadors to be added to L'Oreal's Your Truly True Match campaign. Mm-hmm. And basically, she had posted, all white people are racist, and then there was a big old rant. And L'Oreal was dropped by the company saying that the outrageous comments were at odds with the company values.